Peace, love, and light, everyone. Happy Sunday. Trazana Staples here. I haven't did a video in about 2 weeks. My website has been down, so we're still trying to get it up. So if you know someone from Lifetime Hosting, let them know. But I'm going to post this video on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and LinkedIn. So anyway, I'm not going to hold you long. Um, Welcoming in the spring, and now it's raining, but still, I'm welcoming in the spring. I want to talk to my fellow Phoenix Rising stroke survivors, especially those with aphasia. As you know, it's been said over and over again, a stroke for each person is different. The outcomes are different. Um, but we still have to try to reinvent ourselves. So we have a chance to be a better version now after our stroke than we have been before. I want to talk to you about peace, patience, and understanding. When I first had my stroke, um, I automatically thought that people would understand. But as I found out, which is how I got to start doing videos and forming my foundation, people don't understand stroke. And how could they? They've never had a stroke. They've only had what doctors have told them. If they're listening, what stroke survivors had told them or reading, but their body has not been through a stroke. Their brain has not been traumatized. And especially if you had a stroke and one of your outcomes is aphasia, it can be very difficult and sometimes tiresome to explain to others because you think they say they know, but really they don't know. They only can go by what you tell them, what they've read. And, unfortunately, humans forget easily. But last night I was reading and came across this study. And it says aphasia is the loss of or radical change in voluntary speech as a consequence of damage to the left cerebral hemisphere and generally causes significant changes in a patient's self-image and family, social, and work relationships. The impairment in language skills due to aphasia causes problems in verbal expression, auditory comprehension, reading and writing. Aphasia is a prominent cause of limitations on communications activities such as using the phone or writing a letter. Aphasia will have relatively little direct impact upon the performance of domestic activities of daily living, but it can particularly affect complex social activities such as work and participating in community activities and leisure activities, including other people. And this was a study, and I will post the link. But the study was from, um, well, I don't know what the acronyms stand for, but ncbinh.gov. I think it's Nebraska. Could be wrong. But anyway, it was very interesting because um, since my stroke, since my stroke recovery, I have experienced all of this. And so the reason that most stroke survivors, especially those with aphasia, are distant or feel like they are alone or abandoned is because of the communication problems. I'm not going to say all, just a part of it, some of it. Um, so I spent a lot of time reading and to myself because, you know, sometimes I get tired of explaining the same thing over and over again. But then I listen to the angels, the ancestors, the spirit guides. Like, this is why you are here, to teach and to help people understand, to help others, stroke survivors. So sometimes, even though we are misunderstood, or the non-stroke survivors um, don't understand, they don't understand our gestures, our verbal expressions. Um, it's not the same. And if I respond, sometimes my voice may be higher, elevated than sometimes, and I can't control it. It just the way things come out. I know that um, medical professional psychologists understand that, but most people do not. But you can't give up on them, and you can't take it personal because they don't know, they have not had a stroke. And so after I read this study, I picked up this book by my dear friend, Dr. Jeff Menzie, PhD, Practical Psychology 101, um, a psychological manual for Black Lives Matter and other movements. So this is not a movement, but it can be. Phoenix Rising movement for stroke survivors. And he wrote this book some time ago, back in 20. When did he write this book? Well, I don't know. And it's so funny because I picked the book up. It was calling me today, and I've read it once before. And he signed it like, for Trazana, self-refinement, mastery of the soul are key. Seek to always, in all things, live your purpose. And that was so fitting. And then I turned to page 84, and it's called On Autopilot. People respond on autopilot. They respond not understanding um this immediately, bouncing back. And stroke survivors, we can't always do that. We have to think about, especially if you have aphasia, how to get words out. Finding words that will compensate for the words you can't get out, or that you want to say but you can't say it, um, or how to say it. But it says the word science comes from the Latin word socio, scire, sive, sciaticus. I'm sorry, my aphasia. I can't say many words. But in essence, it says this word loosely translate as to know, and refers directly to recent degrees of thorough examination and expertise and even to developing an understanding of all that is to be known. So, to my fellow stroke survivors, and I have a community of stroke survivors who are trying to elevate and teach other stroke survivors about stroke survival. My good friend Greg Graham, AVM superhero, has a series, and he interviews strokes and AVM survivors, because that's his way. That is his gift. One, to bring stroke awareness to the world. So, sorry. So stroke survivors, don't give up on people. Use discernment. You know who's malicious and who's not. Some people are in your life for a reason, or season, or a lifetime, but continue to be the change you want to see in the world. Continue to show people that we had a stroke, we have aphasia, and we're still here. So we have to seek to understand and not seek to be heard at times. And we have to live the example. And your ego may be bruised, your feelings might get hurt, but sometimes you have to act like a duck and let it fall off your back, especially um, when, for the most part, when people have um, misunderstandings, it's not because of you, it's because of them. And you can only control and respond to you. So I hope that makes sense. I want you to have a fabulous week. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, whether morning, noon, or night. And remember, you are loved. Peace, love, and light. My name is Trazana Staples. I had a stroke. I am a stroke survivor. I am a phoenix rising. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.